So, you want to move to Houston, Texas, but you're trying to figure out if you can even afford to live here. Well, listen, I'm Shadrya Patton, and I'm going to tell you the cost of living in the Houston area so that you can see how reasonable the cost of living is here. Dave Ramsey, who happens to be one of my favorite financial gurus, always says that if you can't afford anything else, you got to take care of your four walls first, okay? The four walls keep your home standing. If you neglect one of the walls, you risk the entire home falling down. And that's a scary situation, you know? So these four walls are your necessities. So what are the four walls? Number one, food and groceries. My favorite grocery store in Texas is H-E-B. Most Texans love H-E-B. Most of us even have a favorite H-E-B and a backup as well. To me, they have like the most fresh food for the best price. Now, I will shop at Central Market or Trader Joe's if I'm in the area, but most times I'm headed straight to H-E-B because I can literally get everything that I need from there. Plus, they're everywhere out here. Now today, I went to H-E-B for my weekly items. I bought items to make tacos, smoothies, a vegetable soup, plus several household items. I spent about $117 today, but 40 of that was non-food items. I typically spend less than $100 a week. Now, I'm not much of a meat eater, so your cost could be much higher when you add in your meats, you know? On top of that, I mainly buy alkaline water. Now, my favorite store for alkaline water is Dream Tree Water Store in the Harwin area. I go there at least once a week, and typically I spend less than $20. Today, I spent only about $15, so that brings my total for food and groceries to $120 per week or $480 per month, which really equates to about $6,240 per year for food and groceries. That's not bad. Now, honestly, I spend a lot more than that because I eat out a lot, but for this purpose, that's what we're going to talk about. According to livingcost.org, the cost of food is only $484, which is pretty comparable to what I spent on groceries as well. Now, the second wall is number two, transportation. I strongly advise you to have a car if you are moving to Houston. Now, can you survive without one? Yes. However, the Uber charges add up because we don't have a well-established train or commute system. And although we do have buses, I don't know even one person that actually uses them here in Houston. At least that's an option though, if you're comfortable with that. A recent report from Cox Automotive shows the monthly car payments averaging $712 in Houston. Now, data from Edmunds shows that over 12% of new car loans in June of 2022 alone came with a payment of more than $1,000 per month. That's a lot of money. Kelley Blue Book reports that even the cost of used vehicles jumped over 16% from a year ago. For the purpose of this conversation, let's just assume we all have paid for cars, okay? Because I like that idea. Now, today I filled up the tank in my truck. I had about 35 miles remaining, and it took me about $70 to fill it up with regular fuel. Now, since I'm a realtor, I get gas at least once a week. So I spend about $280 per month on gas. According to livingcost.org, the cost of gas is only $169. So that's way cheaper than mine. So I'm wondering if that's because many of you or many people out here are opting to work from home or maybe flex schedules these days. I have no idea, but I'm trying to see how they got away with only spending $169. Okay, so those were the first two walls representing your cost of living here in Houston. If you want to be notified about new videos about Houston, all you have to do is subscribe, hit the like button, and the bell icon in the next 5 seconds, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1. Did you do it? Did you? Okay, cool. Let's move on. Now, the next wall that you have to take care of when it comes to the cost of living is number 3, housing. I live in Sugar Land, Texas, which is a suburb on the southwest side of Houston. My monthly rent is about $17.50. Now, when I lived inside the loop in Houston, my rent was about $1,400. According to Alto's research data, the median rent out here is $2,175. So I think I'm doing pretty good. So drop your monthly rent and zip code or city in the comments so that I can give you an idea of what home you can buy with that same monthly rental payment, okay? Also, according to Alto's data research, the current median list price for Houston is $387,000. The monthly payment for a home that's $387,000 is estimated at less than $2,000 for the principal and interest. Now remember, for your payments, you're going to pay what's called PITA, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So that's just principal and interest, okay? So that's $2,000 for a $387,000 house. Now I live in Sugar Land, so I'll tell you the median list price for Sugar Land is $565,000. So the monthly payment for a home that's that amount is less than $3,000, about $2,900 for principal and interest alone. Okay, so last but definitely not least, the 4th wall is utilities. Now, I pay only electricity and internet. Texas has this website called powertochoose.org, and on that site, electrical providers can list their offers for free, as well as consumers can compare and choose their electrical plan via the website. Now, based on my past usage, I chose For Change Energy. From about September 2021 to May of 2022, my bill was less than $40 a month, okay, for a 1-bedroom. For June and July, my bill was over $80. I find this completely disrespectful of For Change Energy, but I'm not complaining. I just won't be renewing with them, but that's a whole nother story. So we'll just move on. For the internet in Houston, there are plenty of options. However, the most known are Xfinity and AT&T. It really simply depends on who services your community. I have Xfinity, which I love, and I pay $36 per month. I'm sure I have a discount or something, but I have no idea what that discount is. So that brings me to a whopping $127 for utilities. Although I'm still somewhat salty about my new electrical bill, that's really not that bad for total utility costs. And according to livingcost.org, the cost of utilities is reported as $171 per month in the Houston area. So that's, still pretty good. Now, a lot of these Texans have a much higher electricity bill because they, keeping the temperatures on frigid in their house. But, it's just the world we live in right now. So anyways, because I'm selling Houston, here is your tip of the week. Compare what you normally spend each week or month to what I've spent and what the livingcost.org and Alto says the cost is. Now, my total minimum cost of living is $2,635 for the 4 walls. Realistically, you are going to spend more than that. I definitely spend way more than that. So make sure you consider everything in your budget. I'm just giving you these 4 walls because you got to have at least these. You know what I mean? This is like minimum standards. If you are currently renting and you want to see what kind of home you can get with that same rental budget, or if you just want to see how much you can save over the next 3 to 5 years by buying versus renting, comment to this video with your monthly payments, okay? Or you can just message me. All of my contact details and social media is going to be in the description below. Again, I'm Shadrya with JPAR Realty. Please subscribe, hit the like button and the bell icon to be notified about new videos on moving and shaking around Houston.